Hello, this is Trevor Cutmore and welcome to my YouTube channel. This week I'm going to talk to you about some questions that I've had on my YouTube channel. So just wanted to cover these points, and thank you so much for putting your comments and your questions down, and please continue to do that. I'd like to give you real quality of feedback on some of these questions. Some of them I can't give you specific answers, but I will give you some answers of my position where I see. So supposing now you've become successful and you get your planning, then what you've done is you've taken over a property with potential to add value. Now you don't even have to do the work. You could actually sell that property on an option as a potential development, and even though you've got a non-paying tenant in there, you got everything ready, start the process, and you'd sell it to a developer, maybe someone like me. You'd probably want to call me and get me to come and see with my eyes, so I can, maybe we do a joint venture or something. All right. Here we go. And somebody else wanted to know about that. So sometimes a non-paying tenant can be just the motivation that you can get properties with a lease option where you can add value, such as planning gain. Then let's suppose it's £500 a month that you're not getting, and it's let's say it's 6 months, it's £3,000 that you've got to carry. Okay, and remember, you'll be paying less than that to the landlord. You might be paying £300 a month to the landlord. So 300 by 6, £1,800. You've got a deal there, which now you've added value through planning gain. I can see there's that button gone. My goodness, Trevor, I didn't understand that. So I hope you like that one, Dwayne. Another one here, great video, good tips. Oh yeah, and this is good tips finding tenants for your rental properties. Yeah, so they're just saying they got good tips in my video there to finding tenants, and that's good. Thank you for that. Paul Fitzpatrick watched an old video about service accommodation, gold dust information with Leslie Tower, and said, not so great now, though, is it? Where are the videos on how to keep your SA business going during COVID-19? Leslie Tower has them. Check out Leslie Towers. I'll do a little video with her, see if I can do that, about how people can do it. But she's done really well. She's got loads of service accommodation and HMOs in and around Cambridge, and she's had 100% occupancy. Why? Because she has looked at the situation and changed the model. So she teaches something called SA on steroids, and she's come up with a plan and systemized it, where she has now some longer tenants. So instead of, there's no more 1 or 2 nights, but longer tenants. I think reduced rates. She's negotiated with landlords to get a reduced rent, and it's been really, really good. And she's one of the few people that I know who have taken on properties in this time for service accommodation, together with some of our mentees. So yes, it still is great if you know what you're doing. Okay. Jonathan Rupert says, no crash, just don't sell, stalemates all round. The crash of 89.90 won't be happening again. When I paid 16%. Owners of terrace houses just stay put. They won't sell for less than asking price. Now the thing is, I agree that there's a stalemate. I do, and I hope that I am wrong in what I've been saying, that there will be a crash and properties will go down in value. All right, I agree with that wholeheartedly. The thing is we need to be ready, because someone else has said, so what if people are made redundant and can't pay their mortgage? Then they'll have to be repossessed, and out come loads of houses at market prices, less than that. Scott Blair. He's right. And what we're seeing is people are struggling for income massively right now, and it's getting worse. Nottingham's just been locked down. Nearly every county, Wales, completely locked, closed doors. it's getting quite frightening for people for income, and if they haven't got pot of cash to live on, it's getting dangerous. We're actually starting to see some crime where people are being mugged around the country now, that people are going into their cars and people are just running up, jumping on them, stealing handbags and stealing the cars. You know, let's hope that we see sense and this is over sooner than later and things can get back to normal. I do think that there's going to be a lot of properties coming on the market. People are desperate to get rid of. You've got to position yourself so you've got some cash to start to use this and to make it work. And I do think within the next 2 to 3 months we're going to see huge amount of properties coming through where your marketing needs to be right. All right, and let's see, last one. Oh no, sorry, that is Zach, and Zach said about finding he says what are some good tips on finding the right tenants for your rental properties? Good tips. Okay, so good tips would be a website. If you want to put a website on with good photographs. So I'm just looking to get a new lens for my camera, but it's £320 to take a wide angle shot because this is a standard lens. So that would give a better view of the properties. It makes it easier because we're moving more. We've got a company doing lettings and we're probably going to be doing more of that as we go through now. And also some other stuff, refurbs and developments, and so that, you know, presenting it is one thing. Secondly, getting out campaigns on Facebook in different groups, getting out to you can actually do what's called tenant find with agencies who have already got all their systems in place to find people. And there are groups that you can go to and other websites that you can post on. Now, your question is good tenants. Okay, that is it. It's not just about finding them, it's good tenants. Referencing. So I use the NRLA to reference tenants and to do the credit checks as well. It can be fairly quick, but it just depends on the amount of information that the tenant gives you and the validity of it. I think more and more where we're coming to in this time, I think you're going to see landlords insisting on guarantors for their tenants. Now, a guarantor is someone that has over £30,000 income on a salary and they own their own property. So if the tenant does stop paying their rent for any reason, you can actually go to the homeowner and say, sorry, they've stopped paying, you need to give me the rent. Now, you can guarantee that person is not subject to the laws that we are as landlords, so they, you know, because you can't harass a tenant for the money, otherwise you can be in serious trouble, huge fines for that, so never do that. But that guarantor can go to that person and say, give me the money, and they would chase it. And if a failure to get that rent, then you do a charging order against the property, because even if the guarantor doesn't pay you, you can put a charging order against the property, and so when it's sold, you'll get your money back. It's not the best because you want to have your cash flow, and you know that is a massive thing about keeping cash flow. Listen, I hope you enjoyed the answer to these questions. Let me encourage you, put comments down, subscribe, keep asking your questions, and I would do a little session like this answering your questions, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Remember, we are now starting to offer a refurb service. If it's a major refurb service, if you're interested, give me a shout. It's done properly and you get to learn the system as well. If I can be of any other help to you, if you're interested, any mentoring or any consultation on a particular deal that you're looking at, then that's available as well. Yes, there are costs to it, in case that was your question. Guys, have a wonderful week. Stay safe and God bless you. Thank you. Bye-bye.